10 years of silence and with one brave choice. And this is my story.
Arrives quietly, hides behind smiles, and grows in silence. This is the story of a Nigerian woman who believed in love, trusted in marriage, and endured far longer than she should have, not because she was weak, but because she hoped. She was known for her warmth and confidence. Before marriage, she laughed easily, spoke freely, and carried dreams for the future. Like many women, she believed marriage would be a place of safety, partnership, and respect. When she met her husband, he was attentive and kind. He spoke of love, protection, and a shared life built on trust. To her family and friends, he appeared responsible and caring. There were no obvious signs of what would later unfold. The wedding was joyful. A celebration of culture, family, and promise. She stepped into marriage believing she was stepping into a new beginning. But change rarely comes all at once. It begins quietly. A comment here. A raised voice there. What once sounded like concern slowly became control. What once felt like love slowly turned into criticism. She began to doubt herself, her words, her choices, her worth. This was not violence that left marks on the skin. It was emotional abuse, the kind that erodes confidence, isolates the victim, and convinces them that silence is strength. She was told she talked too much. That she asked for too much. That her opinions were unnecessary. Gradually, she learned to speak less, smile less, and disappear more. Like many victims of emotional abuse, she blamed herself. She believed patience would bring peace. She believed endurance was part of marriage. She believed that if she tried harder, loved deeper, stayed quieter, things would change. They did not. Years passed. From the outside, the marriage appeared normal. But behind closed doors, fear replaced comfort. Apologies followed anger. Promises followed pain. And hope became heavier than despair. She grew distant from friends. She stopped sharing her struggles. Silence became her shield, and her prison. Emotional abuse often thrives in silence. It convinces its victims that speaking out will only make things worse. That no one will understand. That living is failure. For a long time, she believed that too. Until one day, she looked at herself and no longer recognized the woman she had become. The confident voice was gone. The joy was gone. The woman in the mirror looked tired, not from work, but from surviving. That moment became her turning point. She realized that love should not require fear. That marriage should not erase identity. That enduring abuse is not the same as preserving a family. Living was not easy. It meant facing judgment. It meant uncertainty. It meant walking away from 10 years of shared history. But it also meant choosing life, dignity, and peace. With quiet determination, she left. The healing did not happen overnight. There were moments of doubt, guilt, and grief. Healing required support, reflection, and time. But slowly, she began to rebuild not just her life, but her sense of self. She learned that abuse is never the victim's fault. That emotional abuse is real, damaging, and deserving of attention. That seeking help is not weakness, it is survival. Today, her story is no longer just hers. It is a reminder. A reminder that abuse does not always look violent. That silence does not mean consent. That staying is not always strength, and living can be an act of courage. Her voice now reaches other women who are still silent. Through her story, she tells them what she once needed to hear. You are not broken. You are not alone. And you deserve peace. This story is shared not to shame, but to educate. Not to accuse, but to awaken. Because awareness saves lives, and sometimes, the first step toward freedom is simply recognizing the truth.